Hello everyone, thank you for viewing this week video. Let's look at the indices and check out how they performed, also the outlook for next week. It has been a torturous week for the US market. The market has been selling off as the US government and the media covers extensively on the situation in Ukraine and Russia. The US president has repeatedly warned the war can break out anytime. As such, the market responded with heavy selling. Last week, I mentioned that the US indices breaking their respective low is a worrying sign, and the situation has since deteriorated further as signs of downtrend develops. First, let's take a look at the Dow. Looking at the chart over here, we have seen the Dow forms the downtrend with lower low and lower high, and it has capped off the week by closing lower. Now let's look further into the chart to explain. Now the Dow began the week with a sell-off, but the withdrawal of the Russian troops and lesser hawkish Fed minute has helped the index to rebound, but that does not help it to recover as the US government and media intensify the war talk. The selling accentuated as the US president repeatedly giving speech of possible war. As such, the Dow starts to move or responded with a sell-off and ends the week with a potential to form the next lower low as it breaks the previous low of 34290. Now, there's no sign of recovery as yet unless the situations in the Ukraine and Russia improves. To break away from this downtrend, the index need to rebound and retest this 35,035 points to have a same high as such that it won't form the next lower high. And then if it can continue higher to retest this resistance at 35,833, that will be even better. Now, if the recovery cannot come immediately, a pullback to retest this low, then rebound to break out again is most welcome. But of course, these are too early to say because next week we will have the potential movement coming towards this support level at 33799. So why is that so? Is because that the chart over here doesn't have any support as yet, and there might be a possibility to retest this low. Okay, now let's move on to S&P 500. Like the Dow, it also has a sign of downtrend with high, low, lower high, lower low. So the short-term downtrend is formed, and with the S&P 500 retest this support at 4331. So if, like I say, the situation doesn't improve for the S&P 500, it faces the prospect of retesting this support level at 4221. And if it breaks below this support, then there could be even more downside. As if I were to zoom out from the chart, you can see that we are at the top over here for the US market, and there are, a lot more room to go down, especially if you look at the potential correction level can't hit at least 20%, which is around here. Okay, so if the market continues to sell off. Now, as I mentioned before in the previous video or the video in the beginning of February, the month of March and April is usually a good month. Okay, and we are now approaching March. So what would happen to the market? So the support level at 4221 is very crucial if it get tested next week. NASDAQ, like S&P 500, like the Dow, has also formed the downtrend over here with lower high and lower low. Okay, so it ended the week lower as it breaks this minor support at 13,652. So to recover from this downtrend, the S&P 500 needs to go back and retest this resistance at 14,160 in order to break this lower high, and then it has a chance to either break out to retest resistance at 14,497 or continue as a sideway to retest this low over here. So all in all, the US market is moving in a downtrend for the time being, and we have no sign to see that any recovery is coming unless the situation or the media stop talking about war altogether. Now, let's move on to the Asian market. Start off with STI. Now, the STI generally has a good week as it hit another 52-week high over here before it starts its downward movement. Now, the strong economic growth, reopening of traveling, and easing of COVID measures has helped the index to move to this high at 3,467. But the market is selling after hitting this high on this particular day, starting to form the weakness, and the Friday ended lower as the many frowns upon the budget for 2022 with tax hike in many areas. Technically, the STI chart doesn't look like it can continue to go up, but this is only confirmed if the STI breaks below this support at 3,402. Okay, so these two candles represent more selling as we see long upper shadow and then black candle. So if the index breaks below this 3,402 level, it may continue to go down further with a if the corrections were to start early, which normally happens in May, what we could see is that a correction could bring the index back towards this support at 3,298. But of course, if the index can consolidate successfully above this 3,402 support level, then and a rebound and breakout could see the index test 3,491 level in March or April. Okay, so let's take a look at how the index perform next week, and then or let's keep a close eye on how the index will perform next week to see where would be the next potential movement for the index. Moving on, Hang Seng. Hang Seng started the week with a heavy sell-off to this low at 2,421 level, 214 level, I beg your pardon, 24214 level. And it managed to stage a fight back, nice fight back towards its resistance, but only to dash the hope to continue as a sideway on Friday as it closed with a long black candle. So as such, we see lower high formed. And if the index were to continue its downward movement to break below this 24214 level, then we may see a formation of downtrend with lower low and then rebound lower high and lower low back to where it started its run over here. Okay, so that will be very bad for Hang Seng. So it's very crucial for the index to hold above 24214 level and to rebound, to retest this minor resistance that is newly formed at 24866 level. Okay, so next week, watch out for this critical level at 24214 level. Okay, so wrapping up, what we are seeing is that the US market has already started its downtrend, and the situations really got to improve in order for the index to recover. And next week, the market will be focusing not only on the war, but also on the jobless claim data as well. The information can help the market recovers. Okay, so the Asian market, we have to watch the support and resistance further in order to find out exactly where the market is going to head to, especially for STI. It is having this selling sign, and we are going to wait for more information before concluding where the index can move to. All right, thank you for viewing this video, and I will see you again.